coverage is designed to do. Probably the most common pick and roll coverage across the league is switching. This one is straightforward. You are switching assignments with the screener, and you want to
Well, what a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. With 10 games left, let's see how the playoff race is shaping up out west. Take a look at the Bulls. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And checking out Utah, they're much further down in the standings right now.
And I think for the Jazz, they haven't packed any big surprises into the early part of this season. They're right in the middle of the NBA's pecking order.
I don't think they'll stay there. I think they've got a great chance to climb up in the standings as we get deeper into the season, and the players get more settled into their respective roles.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, they've got Smart. Jeremy Grant is out there with Paul George. And there's Kemba Walker, and it's Jordan in at the 5. And for Chicago, Antetokounmpo out there with Ibaka. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. And it's Holiday in at the point guard. Walker finds Jordan. Clock at 4. From deep three-point range, Smart misses. About 1 minute into the first quarter.
And Smitty, as tough as they are on D, the Jazz have been middle of the pack offensively. How do they improve there?
GA, they can be a top 10 offense. The two things that have held them back are turnovers and poor free throw shooting.
Smitty, the increased pace of the game, how does that affect players, you think, trying to get through the season in terms of, say, fatigue?
I think for the teams that those coaches understand, they do a great job of playing 10, 11, 12 guys throughout the season. It usually bodes well. It's those organizations that's going 6, 7, only 8 deep. You see those guys start to fatigue, and any injury, then you really see it shows up on paper and on the floor when you're not a deep team.
Here's LeVert. Paul George making his last shot. Giannis with it, now defended by Grant. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Giannis has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Walker against Holiday.
2 minutes left.
Jordan kicks to Smart. Passes it to Walker. From 20 feet out, and he hits the jump shot. Utah comes into this one after the win against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
You know what it is? That's good advanced scouting. They knew what they were in for, and they were ready.
Smart dishes to George. Shot clock at 5. Goes up the baseline. 1:07 left in the first quarter of the game. Another shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And you see Jeremy Grant on this team. He means so much more than just his stats.
He's a fantastic glue guy, and his teammates talk about how unselfish he is on the floor. Great team player and an even better chemistry guy off the court.
Now, here's George. He had a 30-point outing their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Here we go with Holiday running it up the court. Tries again, and the layup good by Ibaka.
When shots go up, one thing about Ibaka, he gets to the right place at the right time.
LeVert against Smart. Holmes with the steal. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. A nice shot by LeVert.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Walker against Holiday. Outside, Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. That one doesn't go. And so it's the home team in the driver's seat. Up. Already a superstar. Antetokounmpo talked about how much.
I'm just trying to focus on the court.
I think he's already a top 5 player. With his skill set and physical tools, he can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Jazz, they've got Paul George. Jordan is out there with Grant. Then there's Smart, and it's Walker in at the 1 spot. Now here's Jordan. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Philadelphia.
And you know, another way he impacted the game was forcing turnovers. Really disrupted the offensive flow.
The Bulls leading by 8.
There's a built-in respect for coaches who played in the NBA. The Jazz, Quinn Snyder, never made it that far. But as a point guard, he helped Duke make 3 Final Four appearances.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Smitty, Snyder also an All-American in high school, 2-time Washington State Basketball Player of the Year in high school.
Led Mercer Island to a state title and then experienced coaching in college, the G League, and abroad. He's a lifer, and he's been around the game far and wide.
Smart misses. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Yep, that one goes in there.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's George after the Bulls pick up 2. Pops it up for Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
Put it up anywhere. DeAndre Jordan can go get it.
The Bulls leading by 10. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Antetokounmpo, no good.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Smart finds Walker. It's hauled in by the Bulls. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Yeah, they look right at home, except they weren't. Great job of blocking out the noise.
Here's Smart after Drew Holiday's score. Grant, right side. They double-team Walker. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Now here's Giannis. You saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Back to Holiday. The 3. That one's a miss. His 3rd shot of the game. He's made 1 of them. Jazz trail by 10. Pass to George. Over Holiday. George, no good. Now LeVert. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Miami. A pull-up. A nice shot by George. George has got it back down to single digits for the Jazz.
And hustle pay.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
The
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. Looking at the Bulls. And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team. And
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one. He's been everywhere.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
And some of it's just a mindset. He came into this game with a very unselfish approach, and his teammates have benefited from it.
Rashawn Holmes out there with Ibaka. Then it's Holiday, and then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's LeVert in at the shooting guard. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. The Bulls leading by 8. Giannis drives in, and Giannis throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
Smart passes to Grant. We see it all the time, Smitty, the league doing more to protect the landing zone of shooters, but for some guys, they're using that forward momentum to change that landing spot. What do you think of that?
Kevin, this is a great debate because as an offensive guy, I know you see a guy launching, I might change my shot and start to go forward just in case I can get a foul if it doesn't make the shot. This is a tough call to call. It's going to be like the charge block, I think, in some years to come.
Now Holiday, Paul George missing from long range. Bounce pass from Ibaka. Here's Giannis. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Giannis has got the lead up to 12 now for the Bulls. Utah has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Grant the pass to George. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Kick out to Walker. Lets it go from deep. Another miss by Utah.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Now how they envision this one.
A nice shot by LeVert.
He was able to simply lay it in over the top of the smaller man.
Jazz trail by 14. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
They double team Walker. Smart wide open. He fires. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
And of course, this is Smart's biggest hurdle. Sometimes he looks great shooting the 3. Sometimes, though, it's just the opposite.
Now here is Holiday. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Pass to Ibaka. A fader. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
The underrated vision of Holiday. I like it when he's distributing, and I think his coach does as well.
And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurriculars. He can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
Now here's Young. Following the miss by Kemba Walker.
I'll tell you, for a veteran, Ibaka still gets sky high on these alley-oops.
The pass to Grant. Antetokounmpo against George. Knocked loose. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. Jazz trail by 15. Outside, Smart. There's the dish to Jordan. He kicks it to Walker. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And no good.
I can see he's pressing a little now, trying desperately to help them shrink this deficit.
Here's Holiday. Excellent D there from George.
That's terrific play on the ball by Serge. He's been first team all defense several times.
And so it's the home team. Their lead at 15 going into the break. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. We've got Kemba Walker. Paul George is out there with Jeremy Grant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Smart in at the 2 spot.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Ibaka outside. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. Walker against Holiday. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And that's just taking advantage of some soft defense on that drive. Little resistance for him on the way to the basket.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Ibaka finds Holmes. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Paul George with the steal. Outside, Walker from past the arc. Rebounded by Holmes. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
LeVert, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Giannis has got 6 assists now in the game. George with the ball. Grant outside. Drills the three-pointer.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
1:52 left here in the fourth quarter. And Holiday kicks to LeVert. Back to Holiday. Shot clock at 6. And here's Giannis from outside. The shot, no good. And it's Utah the other way. Looking to get it going. That is good. And the Bulls lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from George.
You just love how reliable he is night in and night out. His offense is there.
Giannis inside. Defended by George. Holiday looking for an opening. Banked in off the glass.
Talk about scoring the basketball. Legit player. Holiday got paid because he can play.
Walker against Holiday. That is good. And the Bulls lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Kemba Walker.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Now here's Giannis. Pass to Holmes and stolen by Jordan. George against Ibaka. 18 feet out. George, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And Ibaka slams it in.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
And here's Holiday. So the Bulls win it. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater